We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.
With the announcement of the long-anticipated Snyder Cut of Justice League that's set to drop on HBO Max in 2021, let's talk about what the future of the DC films could look like and where they could be going. We already know Aquaman is getting a sequel due to his massive box office returns and the rise of popularity. And in the case of Wonder Woman, she's supposed to, if Warner Brothers keeps the release date and theaters allow the film to be shown, she'll get her sequel released this summer for Wonder Woman 84. And then of course you have Shazam, who didn't make a lot of money, only bringing in a little over $300 million, but is considered by some as one of DC's best live-action movies in quite some time. On top of that, we had the Elseworld story of the Joker, making $1 billion last year with Joaquin Phoenix. But what about other popular superheroes and anti-heroes within the DC universe, like The Flash, Superman, Black Adam, and the Caped Crusader himself? Well, we know that next year we will be getting Robert Pattinson donning the cowl for the Batman, and a supposed Flashpoint movie to possibly reset the universe and fix continuity, or at least that's what we all kind of assume, and it seems DC is finally at least willing to bring Superman back into the fold with the reported Supergirl movie Dead in the Water. But what's next? If the original slate is to be believed, we would be talking about the Cyborg, the Green Lantern Corps, and the New Gods. But those plans are either dead, like in the case of Cyborg, or have been turned into an HBO Max TV show in the case of the Green Lanterns. And in the case of New Gods, I think DC is sitting back and waiting to see the success or failure of Marvel's Eternals due to how similar those characters are. On top of that, we all know that The Rock at some point will begin filming Black Adam, that is supposedly set to involve the Justice Society of America, who, depending on audience reactions to the super team, might get their own movie, along with possibly setting up Shazam 2 to then have some type of King Kong versus Godzilla type match, pitting Shazam versus Black Adam, even possibly having Henry Cavill's Superman be involved. We also know James Gunn is making a Suicide Squad sequel that's set to ignore the previous film and begin anew for that franchise, bringing back Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, while also bringing in new additions like Idris Elba and Taika Waititi. But after that, what else can DC fans look forward to? Well, I would say expect DC to take more chances with their films, especially if they see that the Snyder Cut brings them more HBO Max subscriptions. They aren't Marvel. They aren't tied down by 10 plus years of woven stories. They have a rich multiverse and Elseworlds type stories they can take from. And with the success of Joker and the almost guaranteed success of the Batman next year, I think it'll show DC that they don't need every movie they make to connect. Give them 10 years and you could see them do a Crisis on Infinite Earths type movie. The CW and the Arrowverse have shown that it can be done with great success. So, my message to DC fans is simple. Be patient. Be willing to give DC and their films a chance, even if you aren't initially on board with their vision, like in the case of the Birds of Prey movie. That movie failed for a number of different reasons, and now DC might be less willing to make a movie like Gotham City Sirens or maybe even something like the Teen Titans. But if you remember, Zack Snyder's vision of the DCEU wasn't all what we wanted, and now it's the driving force for what could be known as the Renaissance of DC. But I'll leave you with this. The past can talk to the future if the present has ears to hear and the eyes to see with. Thank you for listening.